The TrackPoint 2 cursor control is a successful example of a device designed to meet human needs. Built into the keyboard of the IBM ThinkPad laptop computer, it's easier to use than a mouse or trackball and enables users to work in places with limited space, like airplanes. Ted Selker, manager of the user group, invented the TrackPoint cursor control. Today, he and his colleagues are working on ways to make the ThinkPad even more useful.
When I got rid of the mouse in the mobile computer, I got rid of this having to be in my briefcase when I traveled. And as soon as I did that, I started realizing what a mess the power supply is, which I have to take with me if I'm not just going to use one battery cycle. The power cord itself seems to be bigger than everything else. And so I've been concentrating on how to get rid of this power cord and to make it work anywhere that I would travel. And I thought if I just designed something that allowed me to push it into the wall, like other, calculator, power supplies, and so on, I could get rid of the whole cable. The problem with this is we have a very large power supply. It's another issue that I really want to work on, and I'm doing some research on. But given that we have this power supply, we could plug it in with a plug that allows us to plug straight into the wall, even if there's constrained space or plugs nearby, or hang it from the wall.
For international travelers, Selker and his colleagues devised the universal plug, which enables ThinkPad owners to use electrical outlets anywhere in the world. For compactness, the universal plug is built into the power supply, adding just a 1/4 inch to the length of the unit and virtually no extra weight. When it's plugged into the wall, the unused prongs are automatically pressed back into the unit. The power supply works with any voltage in the world. All it takes is a flick of the wrist, and the universal plug is ready to be used again in a new situation. In Germany, where some outlets are recessed, the universal plug can be pushed forward to fit.
Well, working on improving the plug led us to work on other ideas. For example, you can integrate this plug into the power supply and save the space that the socket was taking. But the other cord is actually a big mess too, and to make it more manageable, I thought it'd be really nice to wrap it around the power supply in some recesses designed to hold it. And also, I noticed that the EMC, this is a little object that keeps the radio waves from coming out of the computer, was bigger than the plug itself, and the end connector could be reduced in size by making the holder be this ferrite core. Also, it might not seem like a big thing, but getting rid of the 1/2 inch strain relief that is outside of the case by designing a recess that creates a strain relief was another thing that made it better. But ultimately, I think that the power supply has to go, and there's no reason that we can't figure out some way to get all the power conversion into the cord itself. A really provocative approach is embodied in this cable. This cable is actually a transformer. We invented a new kind of transformer in the last year, and it can be long and thin and do all the power conversion that is needed to run a notebook computer. So in that case, we have a good plug and a good cord, and we have no power supply. One might not think that designing plugs is part of computer science research, but what is going on in my department is we're trying to think and work towards integrated solutions for all aspects of what a person has as an experience working with a computer. Turns out that integrated solutions like this multi-country plug save people having to carry things, having to bring things, having to learn about how to use things, and it's not that different from the kinds of other computer science research that we do of trying to make a cognitive interface where there's an agent that knows something about you, learns something about you, and decides to help you when it knows it's appropriate. Or graphical interface research that we're doing, where we're trying to understand how to make more integrated, simpler, cognitively consistent graphical interfaces. And in all of our work, what we are looking for are integrated solutions that are going to save people effort, cognitive effort, and also make it simpler for them to find the things that they need when they're trying to create solutions.